Aquarius, I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for May 2015. This month I laid out the Rainbow Tarot spread for you and pulled an additional card from Doreen Virtue's Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. If you'd like to schedule a private reading with me or learn more about me, please visit my website, theluckymermaid.com. The first card you have in your reading today for May 2015 is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords to me is a card that symbolizes a meditative state, a rest and recuperation. This could be recuperating from an illness. It could just be a pause, a meditative state, and a rest. I hear Aquarians treat themselves unfairly, and that in many ways you're harder on yourself than anybody else is. You're actually kind of harder on yourself than anybody else would be toward you. I see many of you are reeling in the years and figuring out what your next step is going to be. And I believe what they mean by reeling in the years is like reeling them through your head like a videotape or like an old projector, reeling in all, like watching all the things that have gone on in your life and taking note of them, and now really planning for your future right now is coming up very strongly for this month of May. I hear many of you Aquarians have decided to take big, giant steps outside of your comfort zone. And I hear you're getting over yourself in many ways. So if you've had some personal stumbling blocks that have created blocks for you in whatever you're doing, this could be in romance, it could be with work, it could be just your social life in general or your family. Whatever stumbling blocks you feel you've created, I get that you're getting over them now. You're getting past them. You're going to work, you've worked through them, and now you're getting past them. And I feel many of you Aquarians are going to be feeling like your old self again, kind of like what you felt like when you were a kid, or what you felt like when you were a teenager, like the time was the optimum time in your life, when you felt like you could have it all, the world was your oyster, your future was laid out before you, and you had a lot of happiness or things that were exciting or interesting going on around you. I definitely feel that that's a feeling that you're getting ready to embrace again. You may already start to feel that way, but I do feel this month of May and moving forward, especially in these summertime months, you're really going to be feeling that, Aquarius. I hear that sometimes I do feel that in general Aquarians like to have things in order. And I do feel at times they do have things in order, and that they like to systematically go through things or have things organized and write things down. But then I also get that you push that away, and then you kind of go into a time of, or periods of time where things are disorganized and there's chaos. And then you reel it back in and you get organized again. This is something that's being mentioned here through this card. I do hear that you're going to be stabilizing your forces, though, and your tastes are changing. Some of the things that you liked before, you don't. That can be in anything, food you eat, things you drink. It can be with people, type of people you like to associate with in the past. You wouldn't associate with them now. Your tastes have changed. Your tastes have also changed about what your expectations are for your future as well. So I see many of you really going through like a metamorphosis or a change right now. That's what's coming up with the Four of Swords. I feel some of you are going to be revealing very little to family and friends, and that some of you are going to be making new starts. New starts come up for you. You're not the first sign that's getting the new start kind of message coming. So maybe May is a new start for a lot of people across the board, but it's definitely coming up here for you. But I do feel that you're going to be tight-lipped about it and not share some of that information with too many people. Very few people are going to know what your next steps are going to be. Now, The next card you have in your reading here today, Aquarius, for this May 2015 reading with the Lucky Mermaid is the Emperor. And the Emperor to me is a card that symbolizes a paternal figure that's crossed over on the other side. This could be a grandfather, a great-grandfather, a stepfather, a father, or somebody who is like a father figure to you. He's even a past life connection could come up here. He could have been a father to you in a previous incarnation. That's now one of your guides. But no matter what, he's strong for you on the other side in the spirit realm, and he's protecting you. He's watching out over you, and he's putting ideas into your head. They're going to drop in, and all of a sudden you're going to have this brilliant idea that came seemingly out of nowhere, and it's actually coming in many times from the Emperor. He's also going to show you signs. So if you're having any question about what it is you need to do, where you need to go, what change you need to make, you know, should you buy this? Should you sell that? Should you move? Should you take this job? Should you meet this new woman or man in your life and start a relationship with them? He will show you signs. So make sure you're paying attention to the signs, because that also comes up with the Emperor. I do hear that you are going to be feeling his presence around you more and more. You're going to be able to sense him when he's in the room with you, and feel that he's guarding you or guiding you right next to you. I do also hear he's going to be involved in your dreams and will be communicating to you through your dreams. So it's always good to keep a dream journal, Aquarius, or write it down on the computer in a journal in your computer when you get up in the morning, so this can be useful to you, because I do get the Emperor is going to be working through you through your dreams. I do hear that in many cases he feels like he doesn't like to see you struggle so much, and he has seen you struggling, and this has been a bother to him. Like, I feel him feeling like unsettled about that for you. So part of the message here also comes through that you need to listen. So you may not feel like you're listening, right? Some people say, I can't hear spirits or whatever. I'm going to tell you what, everybody can, or maybe some people could argue that. I'll say most people can. But many times hearing them is mental hearing. It doesn't mean you're going to hear this Emperor talking in your ear. It means he's going to be talking to you in your mind. And if you quiet your mind and listen, you will be able to hear messages he's trying to get to you. And let me show you something interesting. I didn't even notice it till now. You have these two cards right next to each other, right? You had the Four of Swords, which is a meditative state and a resting phase, next to the Emperor. That's telling you when you quiet your mind and you listen, you're going to be able to hear this Emperor's guidance. I'm hearing you've gone through a lot of karma, and you've gone through a lot of karmic lessons, and I get that you've been going through them as, you know, like step by step. You've been going through karma, and you've been erasing a lot of karma that you came here to settle in this lifetime. So he's telling me, what I'm hearing through this card is that now things are going to start to open up for you and release and move forward, because the karmic lessons you had, part of that was created stumbling blocks for you, created stalls, created stop-starts, created situations where you just felt blocked, like you were hanging in limbo, like your situations weren't moving anywhere. Like, all that was actually karma that you had to go through. That doesn't mean you're free and clear of all karmic debts and things you have to do in this lifetime, but you're free from most of them. 90%, I'd say, of karma that you came here to settle, you've gotten past it. I know that may not make sense to you, because not all Aquarians are born on the same day, the same month, the same year, at the same time. But regardless, it's the message I'm hearing. So I feel for most of you Aquarians, this is going to apply here. By the way, if the messages here do not resonate with you for this month, Aquarius, Please go find out what your ascendant is or your rising sign. I did talk about that in the February or January videos of how to do that, how to find out what your rising sign or what your ascendant is. And even your moon sign is important too. If you ever have a month you're watching these videos and you feel like, well, that didn't really make sense to me too much, then say if you're Aquarius with a Virgo rising, then go watch the Virgo video, because maybe the messages are going to make sense to you on that month that your sun sign video doesn't make sense. So it's just a suggestion, just trying to help you out. Maybe you'll get more information and insight that way. Now, crowning your reading, Aquarius, you have the Knight of Rods. Now, the Knight of Rods to me symbolizes a fire sign male. This would either be a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. That could be his sun sign, his rising sign, or his moon sign. And the Knight of Rods is somebody that he's usually very good in business. He can be a good communicator when it comes to business. A lot of times people like him. They have a lot of faith in his abilities to carry tasks forward and move things forward with work. He can be a little bit impetuous. He likes to drive things forward quickly and accelerate. He's got a lot of goals. He's got a lot of things in mind, a lot of goals, a lot of plans. If he's operating from the negative side of the Knight of Rods, he can be prone to anger, angry outbursts, angry words, just anger in general. And he can also be prone to jealousy. In love relationships, sometimes, it's not all the time, the Knight of Rods can take off, likes to, suddenly vanish, like here today, gone tomorrow. So just depends on which fire sign male you're dealing with here. He is crowning your reading, so that means there is some significance and importance for him to be at the top. I feel for many of you Aquarians, this guy represents somebody you've had an ongoing partnership with or some kind of dealings with, and there could be struggles with him. Now, he could be a boyfriend to you, a husband. He could be an ex-husband, an ex-boyfriend. If that doesn't make sense to your sexual orientation, then just make this a female Knight of Rods. This could also be a family member, like a brother, or even a cousin, or a nephew, or even an uncle. But that's how it comes up the strongest to me first. It's some kind of ongoing relationship. It could even be a work partnership, somebody that you're partnered in business with or that you work with. But it's somebody significant because it's showing up here at the top of your reading. I feel like he feels like he can't control his emotions or actions anymore, or can't control them right now. I also feel like he's scared, like he wants to go one way, but he's constantly going another. So I feel like he's actually at cross purposes with himself and what his desires are and what he is actually doing. I do feel that he feels that you have too much insight into him and his thoughts or his relationships or his life, and that he wants to flee. I do get the flee energy with him, where he wants to flee the scene or get away from you or not be around you. So if you're in a relationship with him, I feel like he doesn't want to be in it anymore. He feels like you're too in tune with what's going on with him, and I don't feel like he likes it. He's got a lot of fear going on right now. He could also be your son. So that's a possibility here too, but that's not how he comes up here first. First and foremost, he comes up to me as somebody you have a relationship with that's more like a romance or a broken up romance, either one or the other. I feel he is very scared. He's very fearful. I feel he wants to run. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to move, like just disappear. There's one of my guides likes the phrase, get out of Dodge. I hear that. I'm hearing that in relation to this too. He's in some kind of jeopardy. He's in jeopardy of like his house of cards is getting ready to topple over. So he's got some kind of jeopardy going on around him. Maybe he's going to get fired, or maybe he's doing some illegal activities and he's going to get arrested. I don't know. It just comes up like his house of cards is ready to fall over, and I feel like he's running scared. He could be running from the law. I feel like he doesn't like it that you know so much about him or you're in tune with him. So I feel like if you have a lot of involvement with him, he's going to disconnect himself from you one way or the other, because he doesn't want you in on what is going on with him. Remember this when you hear this video, and if you go listen to it in a month or two from now, he wants to go one way, but he's going the other. He's doing the opposite of what he should be doing or what he wants to be doing. So it's really not going to pan out for him. I hate to say this, but I don't pick up good things for this particular Knight of Rods. I do feel, don't be surprised if he comes to you, Aquarius, for some kind of assistance or help. And it's going to be up to you to use your judiciously decide in your mind whether you want to do that or not. I feel some of you are going to do it, but I also see some of you stonewalling and putting up a block and a wall, because I feel some of you aren't going to want to get involved in this situation. I feel many of you Aquarians are going to be talking this guy down off a ledge. Whatever this proverbial ledge is. It could be a literal ledge. It could be just he's freaking out and you're going to talk to him and try to calm him down. But I do feel that I don't want to say that's not the thing to do here, but I almost feel like it's not going to matter or do any good, because I feel like the deck is stacked, the cards are going to fall, and this is part of his karma. He's created some of these problems, Aquarius, so remember that you can't pick up the pieces for somebody else, not always. So and I almost feel like any advice or counsel you give him, he's not going to listen to anyway. So just remember those messages, especially this month of May and going into the month of June, because there is an arc of time here for this house of cards of his to fall down. But honestly, I do feel the month of May is coming up the strongest, but it really could be any time. I'm recording this in the second to last week in April. It could be anywhere from right now through August. That's the arc of time, but the strongest time frame comes up for me in the month of May and probably into June. They're the highlighted. Actually, now through June is highlighted, but it could take as long as the end of August. And that's because, we're not all born at the same time. His arc of time is going to be different too. So just remember that, Aquarius. Now, the next card you have in this reading, Aquarius, is a very good card. I'm happy for you. You have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles to me is a card that symbolizes divine blessings, financial abundance, God giving you this financial abundance of stability, financial abundance. I get that there's a real sense of pride and accomplishment to whatever you are working on or whatever you're doing, Aquarius. You're going to be quite pleased and proud with yourself about what you've achieved, how far you've come, what mountain you've climbed, what you've risen to. Some of you Aquarians are going to be getting invited to go see something that will be quite intellectually stimulating to you. I don't know what this is. It's going to be different for each of you. I feel it may even be something about education through the power of the mind. So you could be visiting some school or a program or retreat where expanding your mind, expanding the power of your mind to help you achieve. It's kind of like the law of attraction, but not totally. There's other things involved here. So it's like expanding your mind. It could be psychically. It could be like that. That comes up here for many of you Aquarians. I feel some of you Aquarians are going to be offered a job. That's a big job. a turning point job, a career changing job that actually might be outside your comfort zone, but it's going to pay off for you hugely, financially speaking. You're going to do very well. So kudos to you, Aquarius. I'm happy for you. That's good news. I'm always happy when people get good news, especially in regard to a boost to their finances. And I do feel that you're going to be taking a real leadership role and being on the forefront of something. You could be a spokesperson for a company or a product line. You could be developing something where you're like a PowerPoint presentation person, where you're leading the way and leading a company or a business into success. But whatever it is, even if it's teaching, leading, or guiding people in seminars or groups or in an education sense, you are going to be a leader. It's going to be a leading position, a leading, very likely teaching also. It could be joined together here, position. And I feel that for some reason, you feel like it's outside of your comfort zone, but what I'm getting is it actually makes perfect sense. So to me, I don't really understand why you're going to feel that way, but that's how it's coming to me. But I do feel you're going to take this opportunity, and I feel you're going to run with it, and it pays big dividends for you, Aquarius, big, big dividends. And I do feel some of you are going to get the opportunity to study with someone of prominence that's going to be like a mentor to you or lead the way. This could still be connected to what I said earlier about going to some educational, mind expanding, possibly psychic or metaphysical, not really sure about that for some of you. It is a person that could be like a mentor or like an earth angel for you, almost like a mentor, guide, earth angel, leader that creates you, helps create you into a leader, teacher. There is some connection here to that. And this is somebody of prominence, somebody that's well known by the public, and they're very well off from what they have done in this life. They're financially stable and well off, and they've become fond of you in some way, or will be, in a caring, nurturing, helpful sense. And I do feel many of you Aquarians are really going to be getting out into the public, and they're using the word kibitzing, which I believe means like talking and chatting with other people. I think that's what that means. And like rubbing elbows with people, like with the public, so just depends on what you're into, Aquarius. Maybe you're into politics and you're going to run for some kind of office, or you're going to champion some cause or some charity, and you're going to be the forefront and the forerunner of this charity or spokesperson. It could be for human rights or animal rights or children's rights or some, disabilities, kids or adults with people with disabilities. I mean, it could be a multitude of things, but I do get that you're going to be really hobnobbing, kibitzing, rubbing elbows with, and out and about in a very big public sense, and being looked upon favorably. So this is coming up through the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the last card in your tarot portion of the reading, Aquarius, you have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles to me symbolizes an earth sign child, or it can be an adult, which would be either a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. That could be their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign. And with a page, it could be male or female. I just have to listen to the card, listen to the messages through the card. The one thing is, a few things about this page. The Page of Pentacles is very sensitive. They're very sensitive. They're very empathic. They can pick up energies from other people. They can read other people's feelings. They do like to have nice things. They do care about money. They like to have money. They like to spend money. They are very sensitive and deep feeling. Their feelings can get hurt really easily. And if they're operating from the negative side of the Page of Pentacles, they could be prone to sadness, depression, isolating themselves, going within too much, or they can also spend money like crazy, like they could just go through money like water. So just depends on which page you're dealing with, which Page of Pentacles you're dealing with. I hear that this Page of Pentacles is seeking attention from you and needs grounding and stability. I feel like they feel like they're quite lost, like they're not really feeling centered right now, or like they're like kind of adrift feeling. For many of you, this is a sun. For many of you, this is a sun. I feel for some of you, he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life, and he's kind of in a tailspin. So it depends on what age he is, because I'm picking up a variety of ages here. If he's a younger kid, he feels lost and kind of sad, a little depressed and isolated, and very sensitive and crying inside, not sure what he wants to do with himself. Be careful that if it's a he or a she, that they're not cutting themselves. Make sure you're looking at their arms and hands, legs, upper thighs, because there could be some weird reaction in that way. Don't freak out. That's not applying to all of you that this message is going out to, because I also pick up an older Page of Pentacles. Still keeps coming to me as male, more male than female, but it could be females too, that's in a position of like their life isn't going where they want it to go. They may have graduated college, or maybe they just didn't go to college or any trade school, but whatever they decided to do didn't work out for them. Maybe they went to college and they hated it and dropped out, or they went to a trade school and thought, I hate this, I'm not doing that job, and so they dropped out. Or they never went away to school and now or do any kind of like training, they took jobs and now they find themselves in a dead-end job that's not going anywhere, and they feel like they need to change what they're doing or rethink what they're doing. I also picked that energy up with this Page of Pentacles. I definitely feel he wants you to step in here and give him advice or guidance. He's definitely feeling too much alone, comes up here, and for whatever the reason. I just feel he feels too much alone. You may find out he's been lying to you or keeping secrets from you or keeping things hidden from you that you don't know about. I keep getting the words, he hates where he is, and he wants to be seen or recognized as somebody that's something, like something important, or somebody to look at or somebody to listen to. I feel like he doesn't feel that way, or she, it could be a she. They're feeling very insecure or uncertain about themselves and not like they're important enough. I do feel that you're going to be of help to this person, that you're going to reel them in and you're going to give them some sort of guidance or counsel. You know, this could be somebody that's a niece or nephew to you. It could be a niece or nephew. It could be a stepson or stepdaughter, or a son or a daughter. It comes up the first to me as a son or a daughter first. It could just be somebody else in your family, or, you know, a friend that has this issue. But either way, I feel like you're the grounding force. You're the counsel here. You're the one that's going to solve or help this Page of Pentacles solve some of their issues. I do feel the sign of Capricorn strongly around this child or this person, but it's, you know, it could be any one of the earth signs, but Capricorn is spinning around here to me. Now, in the outcome of this Psychic Tarot reading for May 2015, Aquarius, your Doreen Virtues, Healing with the Angels, Oracle cards, you have the card of Dreams. And I believe there's other months I've used these cards and dreams have come up for you before, Aquarius. You're getting it here. I'm not sure about that, but you're getting it here. And I know they talked about the Emperor giving you dreams, and here you've got the card of Dreams showing up here. There's a great deal of spiritual guidance coming to you and happening to you in your dreams and in your sleep state. I do feel that you have gone through some sort of graduation process, many of you Aquarians, and that you have passed through many tests and have graduated. And now, remember when I said earlier with the Four of Swords, I felt like you had passed tests and gotten past many karmic issues, and now things were going to start to be easing up and opening up for you. This is coming up here in this dream card as well. It comes up again. Some of you are going to be putting together a lecture series and either putting it on some kind of video, maybe posting it to YouTube or some other, network on the internet. Or you could be putting it on some kind of DVD that people can buy. I do feel that people are going to come to you with a lot of their stories or inspirations, and I feel there's some Aquarians out there that are going to be writing books, and because I'm getting putting it to paper, writing it. So I feel many of you Aquarians are going to be gathering your inspiration from other people throughout your lifetime for whatever work you're doing, from whoever you've encountered. Could even be from your childhood and stories that were told to you when you were a kid. You could be writing children's books. You could be writing journals. You could be writing a novel. I just get that you are going to be writing and taking ideas and inspirations that people have come to you with. Comes up for many of you Aquarians, and some of you are going to be putting together something that is for people to see and learn from through a video of some sort. So I hope this reading was of help to you, Aquarius, and I certainly hope it made sense to many of you out there. I want to say thank you so much for watching, sharing, liking, and subscribing to my videos. Thank you for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate it. I do put a lot of time into these videos of recording them and editing them. And I am going to say right here, the reason I edit my videos because I do have to pause to listen to my spirit guides. And if I left that in these videos, you guys would be bored before I could finish it. So I want to say thank you for watching them. I do truly appreciate it. If you'd like to learn more about me or schedule a private reading with me, please go to my website, theluckymermaid.com. And if you already have a pending reading for, coming up with me, please make sure your phone number is current and up to date from when you scheduled with me, because it is an 8-month wait. Many of you are waiting, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months for these readings. So some people's phone numbers have changed. So please let me know that you changed your number, and please make sure you go see that your time is in conjunction to when I'm going to call you. I am on the East Coast of the United States. So when you scheduled your appointment, it was on my East Coast time. So go to a time conversion website and make sure we're on board, because I don't want you to miss your appointment or your reading when I call you. So also, please make sure to pay for your readings at the time you schedule them. I do have to cancel unpaid appointments. So I hope you have a beautiful month of May, Aquarius, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.